morning. In an action that could impact other municipalities, the City of Clinton has filed a formal billing and services complaint against Entergy, Mississippi. In the filing, the city is asking the Public Service Commission, the PSC, to determine if Entergy's charges in regards to street lighting are contrary to Mississippi Code 77-3-41. Entergy is the provider of street lights. Entergy is for the 25,000 people in the city of Clinton. We have a total of 2,298 street lights in the city. City officials are asking the Public Service Commission to investigate areas of concern in billing documentation and acquired by the city. We have three areas of concern. First, paying monthly fees for lighting poles that are decades old and far exceed any known depreciation schedule. Second, paying monthly fees for obsolete mercury vapor lights that should have long since been replaced by more efficient fixtures. And third, paying monthly fees for underground supply lines installed as far back as 1946. Mississippi Code 77-3-41, out of line of the Mississippi Code, and we believe these rates are unjust, unreasonable, and materially excessive, particularly given that the amounts charged by Entergy are never reduced. The city pays for this equipment in perpetuity, long past any reasonable, useful life or statutory depreciation schedule. Let me give you an example. The city pays $600,000 a year for street lights, whether they work or not. It comes down to about $20 to $25 per light per month. What we're questioning totals between $120,000 and $160,000 per year. One particular example involves 331 concrete poles established in 1979 as best as we can determine, and we're still paying a monthly fee. By city calculations, the cost of these poles at the time of installation would have been approximately $104,642. Yet the city has paid to date $1,100,000 for these poles and is still paying every month. Installed at today's prices, these poles would cost $397,000. And you can see this pole right here has a 1969 date. It's significant because we're paying $6.89 a day for this pole. Now, the date that it was installed was 1979, or 1979 is what they say. So that's $83 a year times 40 years that we've paid just on this one pole alone. And that total is going to come to $3,403 for a pole that Entergy says would cost $1,200 to replace today. It's the City of Clinton's contention that streetlight assets fall within the residual asset class to which applies a 7-year depreciation period. The city has found case law that it indicates these assets should be on a 7-year depreciation schedule. The United States Tax Court has held that streetlight assets owned and depreciated by an electric utility do not constitute assets used in the distribution of electricity for sale and do not fall into the asset class subject to a 15 or 20-year depreciation periods. Additional examples of unjust, unreasonable, and excessive practices also exist. Billing acquired by the city indicates the city is being charged for underground utility supply lines installed after 1/1/1946 and 30-foot Class 7 Creole wood poles installed prior to 1/1/79. It's incomprehensible that Clinton is being charged for these items that have benchmark dates from 74 to 41 years ago, respectively. No specific installation data is provided in the vast majority of street lighting assets for which Clinton is paying. Now, this is a detailed bill that the City of Clinton is sent once a month. You can note up here it says detailed bill. This 3-inch binder is a monthly detailed bill that we've obtained It's over 700 pages, and it shows every street light, street lamp, street pole, anything to do with street lighting is in this 700 pages. We don't get this. I did not know this existed. As a matter of fact, when the city received this bill, I thought this was our total electric bill. We were only paying for electricity until we got this. And that, to me, brought out the initial thoughts of this whole process. Prior to filing the complaint, the city sought clarifying information from Entergy. Thus far, Entergy has not provided documentation or explanations that prove unequivocally why these charges are not unjust, unreasonable, and not materially excessive. Here's a letter from Entergy. I wrote them a letter February 3rd. I got no response. I wrote a letter February 25th, and I copied the PSC. I got a response 2 days later saying they're looking into it and they'll get in touch with us. Today is April the 22nd, and we still haven't heard from Entergy. I believe these findings are unconscionable on its face, particularly given the city's position as a guardian of taxpayer dollars. We have a responsibility to protect the taxpayer and their dollars and to assure that every dollar is spent in the most efficient and effective way. I appreciate the Public Service Commissioner's willingness to take a fresh look at this matter and bring clarity to the city and other cities across Entergy's service area, which would stretch on the west side of I-55, well, into Louisiana and Arkansas, but also go up as high as Cleveland and as low as Natchez. So Natchez, Greenville, Greenwood, Vicksburg, Jackson, Clinton, all of those cities. We're hoping that at the end of this, there will be some relief given. I view this really as a David and Goliath battle. We're a city with a $15, $17 million budget, one attorney facing Entergy, which has billions of dollars to spend, and a whole stable of attorneys. So the reason that we're going through the PSC is that it's the right thing to do. We're not looking to file a lawsuit. We certainly don't want to file a lawsuit. This is simply a complaint asking the PSC to look into this and to see if, in fact, we are being charged properly. Are there any questions?
Could you get a refund? Are you looking for some money back if they rule in your favor?
At this point, we're going to let the PSC decide that, and they'll make that determination. We're not asking for an amount of money. We're not asking for money back. We're just asking for them to look at this whole issue and to determine if, in fact, if Entergy is doing the right thing, if this is an outdated method of doing something, which actually this method of payment started back in the 20s and has never been revised to this point. So so we're just asking for them to look at it. Yes, sir.
The Public Service Commission, your way of making sure that if Clinton is involved in this thing, the other municipalities will join into this thing?
If they choose, I haven't talked to the other municipalities about it. I haven't asked any questions to them or haven't made no explanations. Right now, we're just going to move forward with this and put it in the commissioner's lap. We trust that they will fairly view this, and whatever response they give is what we'll live with. Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.